It's a sleigh live day. Oh man, I didn't brush my eyelashes out. Oh, it's okay. Hello. What is up? Happy Saturday. My little baby hairs. Hi, everyone. I don't know if this is like a good time to be going live, but I guess we're gonna look. Hi, what is up, A? Jesus, my voice just cracked. What is up, Brandalion? Oh my God. Oh, Richard. That is so sweet of you. I'm so happy to see you here. Oh my God. Guys, I'm like, let me take a sip of water. I haven't even started yapping and my throat is already being dry. So this is a fun little time. Oh my God, so many people joining. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the likes, whoever's throwing those out. I appreciate it. But how is everyone doing on this beautiful Saturday morning? Well, it's not really morning. It's like afternoon technically, but you guys get it. Oh my God. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Paige. Aberon. I'm doing good. How are you doing? It's going good. I'm so excited to be able to pop on. This has been such a fucking crazy busy week. It's been ridiculous. I have not been able to go live in like, I think it's been a week, I think. And I missed it. I missed talking to you guys. Like the last time I went live was so fucking good. Like it just like, I felt like I was on a high all day. Like I was just so happy and so excited. Like I love being able to come on here and talk to you guys. It makes my day. Oh my God, thank you for all the likes. You guys are sweethearts. Hey, okay. So you said I've been trying to fix my self-concept. And how has that been going in particular? Like, tell me what you've been doing and what's been working for you and what you feel like hasn't been working for you. And let's go from there. Because that is what the topic of convo is going to be. That's what we talk about pretty much every single time. It's focusing on you, the way that you're looking at yourself, what your current self-image is, what beliefs you're holding about yourself, about love, about men, about relationships. You guys are killing me with the likes. I am obsessed. I'm so happy. But yeah, A, if you're still in here, let me know what you've been doing. This is my dog. Nala, say hello. She's tired. She's worn out. I'm doing great too. It's my first time on your live. Oh, well, welcome. I hope you have a fun time. I hope you're able to chit-chat a little bit. If you have any questions, Aberon, the main thing that I coach on is relationship coaching, specifically mindset coaching about yourself and the way that you look at yourself in terms of love, in terms of relationships, in terms of commitment, because that is where everything stems from. It's really nothing outside of us that we ever need to change, honestly, in any area of our life. Like, everything that we're seeing and experiencing is just a mirror image of the things that we're believing to be true about ourselves. Are you Canadian? Oh my God. I get asked that. I feel like almost every single time I get asked that, but I'm not Canadian. I live in Michigan. I was born in Macedonia, so I think I have like some fucking accent. I don't even know. Like my parents both have accents, so I think that's where I still have that from, even though I've been living in the US for like fucking 23 years. But yeah. Basically, it is self-concept and the law of assumption, Neville Goddard. Yes. A lot of the coaching that I do revolves around Neville Goddard's teaching of law of assumption, self-concept, but I have my own spin on it just because I go based off of my own personal experience and what I've seen benefit the most clients. Like, the thing about manifestation, conscious creation, universal laws is there are a lot of right ways to approach a situation. Like, it's not a one-size-fits-all ordeal. Like the overarching idea of your thoughts create your reality and your inner world creates your external world is very straight and to the point, but the way that people teach and elaborate on it is somewhat different. Like some people will be saying the same things in a slightly different manner, but we're still getting to the same end result, if that makes sense. But yes, that is what the basis of my coaching and teaching is on, just because that's the most benefit that I've seen with myself and with my clients. Oh my God, you guys are so sweet for giving me all these likes. Let's see. Okay. Rena, I need some help with releasing the fear that I'm consciously manifesting will backfire. Do you want to elaborate on this a little bit more, Rena? So you're saying, I need some help with releasing the fear that what I'm consciously manifesting will backfire. Elaborate on that a little bit just so we can dive a little bit deeper and I can give you more specific input. Because the one thing I do know a lot of people deal with, and I've dealt with my own fair share of this, is thinking that the other shoe's gonna drop. Like things going good and being like, oh my God, I can't be this happy because I feel like something's gonna come and like fuck it up. Or if I'm being really happy in one area of my life, like it has to backfire in some other area. Like I can't have it all. I can't have things working out in my favor. Or it's almost like things are going really good and your default is to like worry about stuff and ruminate and dwell on like shit that's gone wrong in the past. And then it's like you're putting yourself back on a hamster wheel of like expecting worst case scenario, expecting shitty things to happen. And all of this is literally just storytelling. It's just putting your focus on the wrong things, putting your focus on, okay, this has happened this way in this past. It's going to keep continuing to play out the way that it did up until this point. Like I can't be too happy. I can't let myself be too happy because something bad's going to happen. Something unfavorable is going to happen. And a lot of it comes from like conditioning, maybe from shit in childhood, like just being told that you can't have what you want, experiencing things like where you're really happy and then it's taken away from you. Like it can stem from a lot of different areas. Oh my God, we have so many people joining. But let me scroll up and see what you said. Oh yes, Liz, I manifested a car tax-free as a gift. As you should, Queen. That is amazing. That is fucking amazing. I'm so happy for you. That is iconic. Okay, let me see. Rena, I know you messaged something, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit. For example, if I manifest that someone is obsessed with me, it backfires and they'll end up running away. So the thing about it, because their feelings are intense, you know? Because their feelings are intense, you know? Or that they'd avoid it. Let me reread that one more time just to make sure I'm getting that clearly. Okay. Before we even get to the idea of looking at people being obsessed with you, let's take it a step back and look at how you're looking at yourself. Do you look at yourself as someone that is worthy beyond belief of being with someone that unconditionally loves them for them, like unconditionally loves you for you? Because a lot of the times we're trying to find things to fix outside of us without addressing the root of the issue, which is the way that we're looking at and perceiving ourselves. Are you looking at yourself as a woman that is worthwhile, that is worthy, that anyone would be fucking lucky to be with first and foremost? Because a lot of this comes from conditioning and programming that tells us that we're not good enough, that we're not pretty enough, that we need to be someone else in order to get the things that we want. It's too good to be true. We have to look a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way. All of these are fake imposed limitations that we picked up from other people. So before we even dive deep into the idea of like trying to get someone to obsess over us, we need to get clear on us obsessing over us. And not coming from an egotistical, narcissistic standpoint, but from a way of having healthy confidence, like looking at yourself like a fucking diamond, looking at yourself as a woman that is so highly favored, so irresistible, so desired, because when you're going at it from this frame, you're not focusing on people outside of you. You're not adding resistance by trying to focus on the way that people see you, because there's never anyone or anything to change outside of yourself. It is all altering your first and foremost self-perception of yourself, and then people change and mirror that right back to you. It's not getting an ends to means of, oh my God, how do I get someone to look at me some type of way and try to get someone to like fall in love, head over heels in love with me. They will do that the moment that you do that for yourself first. This is the biggest issue that I feel like people don't talk about enough on. if you want to be with someone that is obsessed with you, that loves you, that adores you, you first need to be giving that to yourself. You need to be loving up on yourself. You need to be looking at yourself like the worthy prize that you are, because when you do look at yourself in this light, people will mirror this right back to you. And this starts with the way that you see yourself, with the way that you think and speak about yourself. It is the inner dialogue that you have running in the background of your mind 24/7. What are you thinking about when you're not aware? When you're doing your daily tasks, when you're not actively affirming or visualizing or doing anything to tell yourself the new story? What are you doing in the downtime? Like, where are your thoughts dwelling? This is the thing that keeps people stuck. They'll be doing the periods of affirming, of telling themselves a new story, of visualizing, of feeling good, feeling all these things. But then when they have downtime, their mind wanders. Their mind goes back to what is unfamiliar. And it's not saying that you need to be like a fucking like robot, like trying to catch every single thought, but it's becoming aware throughout the day, like looking at where your consciousness is. What are you aware of right now? Where are your feelings at? Because your feelings are dictated by what you've been thinking. And that's like a really good indication of what your thinking patterns have been. That was extremely far-winded. I'm going to see if you had any other questions about that, but really hone in on looking at the way that you're looking at yourself before you go on to trying to get someone to look at you some type of way or trying to get an outcome in a relationship. Really get clear on your own internal self-image first and foremost. Let me have a sip of this water. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just scrolling up a little bit because there's so many things that I missed out on because I was just yapping away. But let me see what you guys said. Yes, it's funny how we can expect worst case scenario, but what about expecting best case scenario? That is the thing. Ebron, that is literally the thing. It's like if we're so focused on things going wrong, we can easily use the same amount of energy to focus on what is going right, rather than asking, why are things happening in this way? What if it works out the way that, what if it's not working out the way that I wanted to? What if I don't get what it is that I want? Why don't we flip the script and ask, what if it works out better than we could have imagined? What if it works out beyond my wildest imagination, beyond my wildest dreams? Like, what if it happens faster than I could have even imagined because I stopped worrying about what if this, what if that, and I just focused on the person that I was becoming, the woman or man that I was acting as, the way that I was seeing myself. What if it worked out better than I could have even imagined? And like, it just happened like that, like in the blink of an eye. And it doesn't, the timing of it does not matter. Like, this is where people get so hell-bent and caught up. The timing does not matter. The amount of time it takes for you to get what it is that you want is the amount of time it takes for you to actually be normalizing and accepting this new story that you're telling yourself of this new person that you're becoming. And it comes with repetition, with being disciplined in your mind, with the things that you're thinking, with what thoughts you're allowing to dwell in your mind, with the image that you're holding of yourself. Yaria, if you want people to be pursuing you, you need to be taking the focus off of these other people and then pouring back into yourself and reminding yourself why you're deserving of all of this, and looking at yourself in the light of being the woman that is always magnetizing people, that is magnetic to men, to high quality men, that looks at herself as irresistible, as chosen, as worthy. It starts with you. Whatever you're trying to get with other people outside of you is what you need to be giving to yourself. Rena, I end up fearing things that I know are irrational, but it scares me. And this is the thing, like, our mind is just wired in that way sometimes, especially when we're bringing in a new self-image or new beliefs about ourselves. Our mind is trying to keep us in what is known and what is familiar. Like when you start thinking and expanding your mind of the person that you want to become, what outcome you want, what life you want to be living and experiencing, your default setting right here, right now is whatever you're experiencing. That's like the thermostat of where you're at. This is where your body and mind feels comfortable and safe. When you're expanding your mind and looking at yourself in a different light, it's unfamiliar to your body. It's unfamiliar to your mind. Your mind is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is not true. This is not what we believe to be true. But rather than looking at that and freaking out and being like, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. Like, this isn't working. And then putting yourself in like a spiral of like anxiety and worry, recognizing it for what it is. Your mind is just trying to keep you safe. It's trying to keep you safe in what is normal, what is familiar. And rather than looking at it and freaking out, taking a step back and being like, I'm on the right track because I'm feeling a little bit off. And it's not saying to like allow yourself to sit in the feeling of anxiety. This is why I always talk about nervous system regulation and I teach it inside the programs that I have because it is that deep. When you're instilling new beliefs and a new self-image about yourself, you need to be regulating yourself and bringing yourself down to a calm and neutral baseline so you're able to create the outcomes that you want rather than being so like razzled up and fucking freaking out about stuff going on the outside because your mind is just trying to keep you safe. The more you're able to bring yourself back down to this neutral baseline and keep yourself grounded, that is what keeps you in your creative mode. That is what allows you to push forward and continue to see yourself as this new version of yourself, to continue to instill the new beliefs of the woman that is worthy, that is chosen, that is magnetic, that is irresistible, that is literally the dream girl that any man would be fucking lucky to have, that is confident in herself, that sees herself as the prize to be won. And when you look at yourself in this light and when you hold these healthy beliefs about yourself, that is when people come in. That is when you're so solid and secure in yourself and who you are that you're not concerned about who's showing up, how they're showing up. You stand there confidently and then the right people come correct. The right people don't leave you sitting here questioning yourself, questioning your worth, questioning your value. You know who the fuck you are, and when you know who you are, people see you in that light and they come correct. They look at you as the prize because you're honoring yourself. You're treating yourself like the prize. And that's the thing too. When you think and feel differently about yourself, you automatically treat yourself differently. I'll even use myself as an example. Before, back in the day, when I would bully myself and talk down on myself and make myself feel like shit, I was not honoring myself. I had very weak boundaries. I had very weak standards. I let myself be a fucking 10 p.m. booty call. Like, it was not a fun time. I wasn't really caring that much about, like, what I was eating. Like, yes, I tried to eat healthier or whatever, but, like, I wasn't that focused on that. I wasn't treating my body the way that I wanted to be treating it. I wasn't consistent with going to the gym. And I'm not saying that this is all about, like, that kind of stuff. But like for me, that's important. That's something I really value right now at this point in time. Like I value myself. I value my body. I honor my body. I feed myself things that I know are nutritious and make me feel the best. And that is how I treat myself properly, because if I'm not speaking and feeling highly of myself, I'm not going to want to follow through with the actions. I'm not going to follow through with keeping the boundaries and standards for myself and for other people. It starts with you. Like, if you take anything away from me or my page or this live, let it be that when you pour into yourself and shift the image that you hold of yourself and you shift the way that you see and feel and speak about yourself and treat yourself, you will automatically attract in the high value people. You will automatically attract in the men that want to commit to you. And if you're a man watching this and you want a woman or vice versa or whatever gender, whatever your sexual preference is, it doesn't fucking matter. The work is the same across the board. I just mainly speak to women attracting a man because that is what I was able to do. That is what the majority of my clients are, but it doesn't fucking matter. The work is the same across the board. And that should even give you more evidence as to why you are the primary focus, because we're not trying to like get anyone or anything outside of us to change. We are changing within and changing the circumstances without as a byproduct. Yes, Liz. Period, girl. I see that. Stop worrying about him and love yourself. Queen. Fucking queen has spoken. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. If someone's obsessed, they'll cling and not run away. Exactly. Exactly. When you're obsessed with yourself, people look at you and think damn, I want a piece of that. Like, if she's looking at herself like that, or if he's looking at himself like that, like, I want a piece of that. Like, they're looking at themselves like everything in a bag of chips. Like, there must be something about them. They're honoring themselves and treating themselves with so much respect. Like, they don't play around. They don't mess around. They're not just here for a good little time. They're not here for a good, what's that saying? They're not here just for a quick good time. Like, they are serious about themselves and what they accept into their lives. That's a good point. I have to work on my self-concept. I have a fear of abandonment. And it's not saying to like normalize fear of abandonment, but it's like a thing that a lot of people deal with. And a lot of it comes from us attaching our worth and value in the hands of someone else. Because we're saying when I'm with this person or when I'm with these group of people or this person or whoever, they're validating me. They're making me feel good about myself. I feel secure with them. But if they leave me or if they do something that upsets me and makes me feel some type of way, I'm going to feel abandoned. But the thing about it is you're never going to abandon yourself. You always have yourself. You always have yourself and source and God and higher power, whatever you call it. God, universe, higher power. It's all the same thing. It's all within you. You will never truly be abandoned because at the end of the day, you always have yourself. You always have God. You always have the universe, whatever your connection to a higher power and source is. The only way that you will be abandoned is if you allow yourself to or have the belief that it is possible for you. But a lot of this is resolved when you give yourself the internal validation that you need. When you look at yourself as I am whole and complete as I am. I don't need anyone or anything outside of me. And that is the thing, you guys. When you need nothing and no one, that is when everyone comes. That is when everything comes. That's why even when people talk about detachment, that is exactly what detachment is. Not needing something outside of you to make you feel some type of way. Not needing someone to make you feel happy. Not needing someone to make you feel fulfilled. The moment you're able to pour into your own cup, make yourself feel happy, make yourself feel fulfilled, is the moment that you will attract in people that will mirror that right back to you. But you notice the difference. It starts with you. It starts with you pouring yourself. It's like treat yourself like a little seed. Like a little seed that's planted in a garden and you're watering it. With affirmations, with validation, with you looking at yourself like the goddamn prize that you are, with you speaking as the highly favored, highly adored person that you are, seeing yourself when you close your eyes and you see yourself as the person that you want to become, that is always acknowledged by people, that always has people walking up to them, that literally is always the center of attention in any space that they walk into, and people always want to talk to you. People are always magnetized to you. It is an energy to it, and it starts with the way that you're seeing and feeling about yourself, with the way that you're speaking about yourself. And by doing this on a consistent basis over and over and over again, this becomes your automatic thought pattern. This becomes your default setting. And this is when people show up and treat you differently because you're showing up and treating yourself differently first and foremost. Aw, Liz, I had that as a foster child, but I had to learn to love myself. And learning to love yourself is the greatest gift that you could give to yourself, and no one can take that away from you. That is the other thing I will say. When you learn to love yourself and honor yourself and fulfill yourself, no one can ever take that away from you. No one ever, ever. That's what you give to yourself, and no one can replace that. It can't be replaced by anyone or anyone or anything's opinions on you. Aw, Liz, now I'm married for 24 years in December. I'm so happy to see that. I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me so, so happy. I'm aware you are gorgeous. Oh, y'all are too sweet. Oh my God, there's so many messages. Hold on, y'all. I'm scrolling through and seeing. I was just talking and talking like I always do. Let me see if I missed anything in particular. But okay, guys, this is my favorite thing to ask anytime. Oh my God, thank you for the likes. This is like one of my favorite things to ask anytime I'm on live. How do you define? Let me scroll up. Jesus, I keep getting distracted. Fuck. Hold on, y'all. I keep getting distracted. I see some familiar faces. What is up, everybody? Again. How would you define a high value man? Devin, that is an amazing question. And I think this is very person specific, very individualized. For me, a high value man is a man that wants to take care of a woman, a man that is a protector, a provider, that is emotionally intelligent, that sees himself in a high manner, that looks at himself highly, that is confident in himself. He's not a fucking insecure little bitch boy, respectfully. Yeah. I feel like that's like the main majority of it. And like a lot of people have very different opinions on it. But like even when I talk about it on my page and like when I talk about it in my content, that's like what I revolve a lot of my stuff around. You know what I mean? Like, cause like as a woman, like you be just doing your thing in your feminine energy, doing what you want to be doing, showing up as yourself, being your authentic and express self, and then attracting in someone that wants to provide and protect and give you the fucking world. And yeah. That's like my long-winded kind of answer to that. I can honestly confirm what you're saying. Oh, I'm so happy, Ebron. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I said it like a couple times, so hopefully I am not messing it up. Preach. Oh, I'm like going through all of this. Did a man write that? Did a man write what? I don't know. Oh my God, Andrea, this is such a good question. So if we're looking for love and connection, how do we do that to So if we're looking for love and connection, how do we give that to ourselves? By doing things that you enjoy doing. Like, honestly, it sounds so fucking simple, but really getting down to the bread and butter of this. Okay, I digress. Before I get into all of that, let's strip it away and get down to what this is at its core. When you want to be in a loving and lasting relationship with someone, yes, you do want the relationship. Yes, you do want this person. Yes, you do want all that stuff. But at a deep core level, what you want is to feel loved, to feel fulfilled, to feel cared for. And the thing about it is that you don't need another person to give this to you. Like, yes, it's nice to have the other person and you will get the other person, but you can give this all to yourself. You can make yourself feel loved, feel honored, feel valued, feel cared for. And it starts with the way that you speak to yourself, with the inner conversations that you have going on in your mind 24/7. If you're constantly battling yourself in your mind, talking badly, talking down on yourself, you're not going to feel the best. You're not going to feel very good if you're constantly bullying yourself. So the first thing to get clear on is what your current self-image is, what your current talk tracks are. Make sure it's in line with someone that you would, speaking in the way that you would speak to your best friend, to your mom, to your sister. Telling yourself things like, I love you, I adore you, I accept myself as I am, I love and adore myself as I am, I approve of myself as I am. I am constantly giving myself what I'm looking for from other people. I'm always choosing myself. I'm cherishing myself. I'm prioritizing myself. Oh shoot, let me reply to this real quick. Oh, man, I be getting distracted. Hold on, guys. Oh. Love you. I'm on live right now. Live. Okay, I don't know if that even sent, whatever. But essentially, first and foremost, speaking to yourself, like I said, in a way of someone that is highly favored, highly adored, and loved. And then backing it up with actions. How do you treat yourself? If you were someone that you loved and adored and cared about, how would you treat yourself? And a really good way to do this is to find out what your love language is and give that to yourself. If it's words of affirmation, if it's gift giving, if it's quality time, if it's physical touch, find what it is and give it to yourself. If it's physical touch, you can get a massage. You can... I'm trying to think of like other things offhand. Get a massage from someone. That's the automatic thing that comes to my mind. If it's quality time, penciling time for yourself, giving yourself a morning routine or a night routine where you're able to pour back into yourself and do things that make you feel good. If it's words of affirmation, again, saying affirmations to yourself, doing mirror work, standing in front of a mirror and speaking nicely to yourself, looking at yourself in the eyes and telling yourself, describing yourself as the person that you want to become and the way that you want to be seen. Essentially, giving yourself the love that you're giving to other people, giving yourself the love that you're looking for from other people. How do you give love to a parent, to a friend, to a partner, whatever the case may be? The way that you're doing that, you give that to yourself. Putting the focus on you, making sure that you're feeling fulfilled, not having weak boundaries for the other people in your lives, being disciplined with yourself, keeping the promises that you make to yourself, doing the shit that you say you're gonna do. This is a biggie. This is a big one, and I feel like people don't do it and talk about it enough. If you tell yourself you're going to start doing something more, following through with that. If you say that you're going to start going to the gym more, following through with that. If you tell yourself you're going to wake up earlier, doing that. If you tell yourself you're going to read more, doing that. These things, they don't even have anything to do with a relationship or self-love in a way, but it's working on the rapport that you have with yourself, the confidence, because when you're able to keep the promises you make to yourself, you build up that self-confidence, you elevate your self-concept, you change how you feel about yourself, and then you change the way that people react and respond to you. Oh my God, so many new people joining. What is up, everybody? Let me scroll through and see if I missed any of these questions. Thank you guys for the likes and follows, by the way, again. I appreciate it. Katie, any advice on how to go about a situation where someone says they lost feelings for you? This is a tough pill to swallow, but 99% of the time that someone loses feelings or starts distancing themselves is because you're not seeing yourself in the light that you used to see yourself. You're pouring all of your energy and attention on this other person, being more focused on this other person than yourself. The moment that it's not even saying that you don't care about yourself or care for yourself, but when you're taking the focus off of you and putting it more on this one person and making sure that they're happy, they're fulfilled, they're seeing you some type of light, it's not that they notice you doing that, but they can sense the shift. People can feel when you're putting your energy into them and almost operating out of fear and lack and being like, oh my God, I need this person to make me feel fulfilled, to make me feel some type of way, when that is not the case, and it never was the case, and it never will be the case. The way to have people pouring into you and seeing yourself in the light of you being the goddess, you being the fucking queen of your reality, is by you focusing on yourself, giving yourself the love, giving yourself the attention, doing the things that you say you're gonna do. Doing things on a daily basis that make you feel good, that make you feel elevated, that make you feel like the bad bitch that you are. The more you're able to do this for yourself, the more that people are going to do that and come correct. When you commit to yourself unconditionally, people commit to you. People come correct when you show up for yourself in the way that you need to be showing up for yourself. Okay, I'm scrolling up to see if I missed any other questions. I don't know if I missed any. Hopefully I didn't miss any questions. I kind of scrolled up pretty far and I didn't see any particular ones. Okay, guys, but this is the question I was going to ask you guys. If I were to say right here, right now, and ask you guys to tell me why you aren't in the relationship of your dreams yet, or you're not with the person of your dreams yet, what would be the reason? What's the automatic thing that comes to your mind? What is your automatic statement of because of this? What is it? I'm curious, because that is what your limiting belief is. That is what the belief that you're holding on to that isn't serving you is. Fear. Kathleen, fear of what? Is it fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of being alone, fear of not finding someone, fear that you're not good enough, fear that you're not worthy enough? What the fuck? Sorry. My bad. But fear of what? Let's talk about this. Let's debunk this. Because a lot of the times, these beliefs that we hold aren't even real. They're not even rational. They don't make any sense. We're only holding on to them because of an old story that we're telling ourselves. I have to give it some thought. That's okay. And that's okay. It just, even if you don't think about it right now while we're on live, this is something for you to think about even once you go off on live. You can journal about it, think about it, meditate on it. Ask yourself that and try to like get to the root of why is like what is holding me back? What is the story that I'm telling myself about not being able to be in a committed and loving relationship? Maybe it's fearing that the other person's going to cheat on me. Maybe it's fearing that I'm not good enough, fearing that I'm not worthy enough, fearing that any of it. Like, think about it, meditate on it. I'm on day 1 self-concept affirmations. Yes, Michaela, that makes me so happy. Girl, consistency is key. Consistency is key. Rome wasn't built in a day, and change happens when you do the same thing over and over again, and eventually you believe the things that you're telling yourself. You believe the new story. You essentially brainwash yourself into this new version of you, because the way that you're operating right now, the way all of us are operating right now, is based on a story or belief system that we've accepted as our truth. But by doing the self-concept work, by changing your self-image, by speaking differently to yourself and affirming these things to yourself every single day on a daily and consistent basis, your entire fucking life will change. Your life will literally fucking change. And I'm telling you this with 1,000% certainty. Like, that's literally it. But that makes me so excited that you're doing that. Just be consistent. Be fucking consistent. Kathleen, I think fear of not surviving if it falls apart, losing someone special in my life. And okay, Kathleen, this is valid, and this is like a thing that I feel like a lot of people deal with, like losing someone in a relationship or having it break off and like not go the way that you want it to. But I don't know if you were here earlier when I was speaking on it. There is really no one outside of you that gives you the love or the validation that you're looking for. I'm literally engaged. I'm getting married next year. And even me and my fiance, like, I don't look at myself as attached to him, if that makes sense. Like, obviously I love and adore him. He loves and adores me, but I know that both of us are separate entities. And by really recognizing this and knowing that we both give ourselves our own validation, I think is like the biggest thing that keeps us afloat and what keeps us like at the levels that we are, because we're not reliant on each other. Like, I'm not reliant on him to make me feel some type of way. He's not reliant on me to make me feel some type of way. So I feel like when you look at it from this angle, you're taking off the pressure of, I need this person because they're going to make me feel loved, make me feel seen, make me feel heard. The thing is, no one and nothing outside of you can give that to you. All of it starts from you. And I spoke about this before. You're never alone. You're never ever alone. I don't know what your belief system is, and this isn't about religion or anything, but God, the universe, higher power, source is within you. It is inside you. It is creating every single part of your life experience. When you know that you have God, the universe within you, you're never truly alone. Like, you are never alone. You're never going to be abandoned. Even if people leave, it doesn't matter, because you still have yourself. You still have your connection to source. And I think for myself, like, even when I was going through the ringer of like situationships and being single for a very long time, I always knew that like I was never truly alone. And like that validation almost like took the weight off of my shoulders. You know what I mean? And don't let yourself be so like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not saying don't let yourself do this, but also look at the place that your focus is on. If you're focusing on, I'm scared and I'm fearful of this because what if it goes wrong? Like we spoke about earlier, what if we looked at the other side of the coin? What if it goes right? What if it's better than anything you could have imagined? What if you work on your self-image and self-concept and change the beliefs that you hold about men, and you literally meet the man of your dreams sooner than you thought? What if it works out better than you could have imagined? Like, what if you guys get married within like a year? Like, what if you change so much how you see and feel about yourself that people almost don't recognize you? Like, what if you look at yourself like the fucking goddess that you are and people start showing up and coming correct? What if this fear is illogical? Like, what if this fear is completely fake and it's only rooted in old stories that don't even serve you anymore? When you're able to shift the angles that you're looking at these things from, they change the hold that they have on you. Like nothing and no one has a hold over you. Like it's all you. Like, and every fear and belief, whatever that you have, is rooted in yourself. Not saying like you created it, you might have picked it up along the way, but you're the thing that gives it power. The only reason it feels like it has such a big chokehold is because it's been so normalized. It's been so thought over and over again, but you're the one that creates the thoughts. You're the one that controls the thoughts, and you're the one that's able to change it to work in a favorable way for you. You are wise beyond your years. Aw, Kathleen, that makes me so happy. I really hope that changed your perspective one way or another. Just really being able to rationalize with these stupid beliefs is like what diminishes the power and the hold they have over us. Like genuinely. Like a belief is literally just a thought. A belief is a thought we think over and over and over again. And if we want to make a different belief, we just have to choose a different thought and think it over and over and over again and make it work in our favor rather than against us. I'm learning. That's the thing, baby. Life is literally nothing but a learning process, and life is the greatest teacher. Life and all the experiences are the greatest teacher. This is not shit that you just learn in a book and you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm whatever, good with it. You experience it and you learn more through actual experience. Like you actually going through the ringer, going through whatever you went through, and like actually being able to like decode these beliefs and realize that like I have the power. I have all the power that I need. Like everything I need is already inside of me. Yes, because when I'm trying to manifest, I realize I have to work on my self-concept. And the thing is, Michaela, the more you work on your self-concept, the easier every area of your life is. The easier it is to consciously create the things that you want. Because with manifesting, we're manifesting 24/7, all day, every day. Manifestation is literally just our thoughts materializing into our outer experience. And it's just a matter of focusing on what it is that you want to see and experience and putting your attention and awareness on that and allowing that to grow rather than focusing on the things that we don't necessarily want and the things that we don't want to be experiencing. When we're able to shift our focus on the things that we want to see and experience, and when we look at ourselves in a different light, we create different outcomes. We create better outcomes. But you guys are all so fucking amazing. Like everyone on here today is phenomenal. I'm so happy that I was able to hop on live today because this is so good and this is so needed. And this is the information that people need to be hearing and applying and implementing and practicing. Oh, thank you for the rose, Michaela. Thanks, Queen. How do you let go of the ego talking in your mind? By honestly realizing that that's all it is. It is just the ego trying to hold on for dear life to the old story. And what really helps a lot, Kathleen, I don't know if you're familiar with nervous system regulation, but breath work, EFT tapping, going outside and taking a walk in nature, doing something to ground yourself is one of the biggest game changers. Even doing a meditation, getting yourself out of your mind and focusing on something else. By doing this, you're able to quiet the mind and quiet the voice. But even in the midst of all that, realizing that the only reason the ego is still trying to hold on to and holding on to your attention is because it senses that you're trying to shift, especially when you're working on your self-concept and changing your beliefs. The ego and the old story is going to try to hold on to dear life to remain relevant. Because I've made this analogy before, but it's like if someone's getting evicted out of their house, that is the way that your ego is acting. Your ego's like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't want to be kicked out. Oh, one sec, guys. I don't want to be kicked out. Like, this is my home. This is what's been normal. Oh, one sec, guys. I don't want to be kicked out. Like, this is my home. This is what's been normal. And like, I don't want to be kicked out. But you implementing the new story and choosing to see yourself differently and choosing to tell yourself a new story is already what is going to quiet that voice. It'll be super fucking loud at first, but by you consistently telling yourself a new story, regulating your nervous system in the meantime, that ego voice, that egoic voice, and the old stories eventually diminish and become smaller and smaller and smaller. And then the new story of the person that you're becoming gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It only feels like it's so rampant right now is because that is where the focus is. But when you're able to starve the attention that you're giving it and able to put that attention onto the woman that you're becoming and speaking nicely to yourself and changing the story that you tell and changing the way that you see yourself, that old story and that ego self eventually gets smaller and smaller and literally becomes non-existent over time. It just takes repetition. It takes regulating your nervous system. And like I said earlier, Rome was not built in a day. It's a consistent practice. You sound angry about whatever you're talking about. Okay. It's because I'm passionate about it, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this person. I'd be pretty fucking bored if I talked about it in a monotone voice, but that's fine. Oh, shit. But I think I'm going to be wrapping it up. My comment might be getting filtered. You are not angry at all. Aw, Kathleen, you're so sweet. Okay, you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this little live up. But it was so amazing today. You guys all, have you, oh, sorry, real quick. Just retry and struggle like 3D. Have you done scripting to manifest? Yeah, I do scripting here and there. Like in the morning, I'll write out my affirmations, but the method in itself doesn't work. If your thoughts in your mind aren't being changed, any method that you do is not going to be relevant. The main thing is that you're shifting your focus onto the woman that you're becoming or the person that you're becoming and the things that you want to be seeing and experiencing. But I'm always inspired hearing your advice. Thank you. Oh, Charlotte, I'm so happy. I am so happy. And you are so welcome, Kathleen. I'm so happy that you were able to come on and listen in. But I have got to run, you guys. This was so amazing. Thank you guys all for the likes, for the comments, for the love, the support, for all of it. I appreciate you guys so much. And I hope to catch you guys on my next one, which will be sooner, hopefully, rather than later. But I will see you guys. Take care and stay cute.